Because dragons, yes. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's start. Why are we so hurt?
Are you hurt?
I'm really
Yeah.
hurt.
Did we not rest last time?
I don't
No,
recall.
remember we fought those.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
and
completely out of spell slots.
It is currently the evening of the same day. But first of all, let's have a recap, shall we? I'm going to roll, I guess. I roll a d3 because I believe Jonas did it last time, so that would be Manikai.
Of course it would.
Of course it would be.
Last time, a week ago. What did we do like a week ago? Let's see. Well, I believe we wanted to go and start out with our mission down in the southern villages, but then we actually talked to the kobolds, and they had a few things they wanted us to do rather urgently. They wanted us to get more kobolds, because we only had like 17, I think, most. So they wanted us to go to another kobold tribe and steal kobold eggs that they could then foster up. 17 sheep. And then we... all right. Then we went and did that. But first, we were going to hunt down someone who had been trying to eat our kobolds by taking one of our scouts and dragging it into the forest and obviously making a large trail and trap. We went there and we thought, oh god, there's no one here. This is a trick. Let's get back. We hurried back and saw that this had indeed been a trick. The kobolds had collapsed some of the cave to save themselves from what appeared to be forest drakes, who we then fought. They were very, very murderous, lots of acid, very unpleasant as I was told, although Rakaix did not get hurt. So, it wasn't that bad. Then, after that whole ordeal, we slept and rested our wounds, and then we went on into the forest to steal the eggs, which we did. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of web that was very unpleasant, getting stuck in web. Yeah. But eventually we killed them all, and killed all the guardians of the eggs, and grabbed the eggs and took them back home to our kobolds, who now have more eggs. So that's great. Then after that, we promptly slept, I think, and then we left to go down to the southern village where we were going to kidnap the wizard's daughter and extort a sort of prison exchange with him. Now, on the way there, we met some people who were following us, apparently sort of hunting us, trying to catch us. We ambushed them and, defeated them in battle. Then they turned out to, Rakaix was able to talk to them because one surrendered. Another one tried, but it was throwing up too much. Then they told us that there is apparently some empress in the great sort of western, eastern, I guess. Eastern? Yeah, eastern. Deserts, who have taken rulership over all dragons. And their tribe has been dislocated by her forces. And, we told them that they should have hope and they should go back home and try to actually fight. Or at least prepare for the day when they should fight, when we come and save them all. Because there are dragons who refuse to serve this empress, whoever she might be, and her herald. And that's why we're hurt. And it's now the evening after we let them go, I believe. Yeah?
It is, yes.
Yes. So lots of battle, and a little bit of disposition in seeing that there's a person who's bigger and better than us at the moment, who's not the wizard or the great forest dragon, I suppose. The Ashwood. Yeah. Yes, and that's where we left off, and that's where we are, I suppose.
That is indeed the case, and it is indeed evening. Despite the cloud-covered sky, it is pretty easy to tell since it's getting darker. And you have indeed arrived, at least near the town that you want to go to, the town of Apgan, which from this distance is just not very remarkable. It's like 24 buildings. But what is slightly remarkable is a rather multi-meter high wooden palisade that seems to span the entire town. There are some farmsteads about in in the distance, and well, you're here. Or at least getting close to the town. At the town's entrance, or at the northern gate at least, you do see that do seem to be standing 2 people wearing simple metal armor. Guards, presumably. Then it is up to you. How do you want to approach this?
Well, looking at Heinavox, I suppose we can find some place to rest out here first and foremost, outside of the village. Then maybe you should go in and see what the lay of the land is.
Okay. I can do that.
It doesn't seem easy to climb over this palisade. If it was, well, maybe there's a tree or something close to it that you could climb up and then jump over.
There's a river going straight through the town, also kind of breaking up the palisade at points.
A big river, like huge?
Not a huge river, a decently sized river.
Or like a brook? Or
Larger than a brook.
how broad is it?
Like 10,
Like
20
meters?
meters.
20 meters? Oh, that's pretty broad. Alright.
Time to go swimming.
Is it deep, like rushing river? Or like slow moving?
It is deep but slow moving.
Alright. That's a recommendation.
So I just walk through the gate.
I don't see why you shouldn't. You can take these money and say that you are here for trading.
Okay.
That should, if they ask, that is. It's good to know if they will ask.
Sure.
I'm sure adventurer types come here, from time to time. But first, I think we should find a place to hole up so you know where to go afterwards. It looks around. Does there seem to be any sort of undercover or brush or forest or...
There's certainly brushes, bushes even, the occasional tree. Nothing that would immediately stand out as the perfect hiding place, but you can find something.
If there's like a little, maybe like a little hill, like, sort of you have a field and there's a... I guess that's a Danish thing, like a barrow. Like that, like a hill with some rocks in it that is too hard to remove, so you just sort of, had the field around it, but there's like trees and stuff on it.
You can probably find a burrow, yeah, sure.
Sure, because that seems like a good place. There's a good vantage point. Rakax will suggest that one then, where you can sort of get a good idea, look out over the land. It's in a like on a field, so few people will actually be sort of walking over there. And if we're lucky, we can simply have Einavox buy a tent that we can sleep in,
That's a good idea.
But do we
hiding
need
in
a tent?
open sight, right?
Oh, you mean like a okay, sure, like a cover.
You don't like to
Like
camp?
no, we buy a tent that we raise up, like not a small tent, a real tent, and then we sleep
pavilion.
inside of it, and then we don't have to worry about people seeing us while we sleep.
Tyraxus frowns. I have never raised a tent.
Einavox looks at her hands and
It's something people do.
I
I
think
am not the people, though.
well, I look like a people, so I bet
How
I
hard?
can do it.
It's a smooth skin that can do it. How hard can it be?
Yeah, exactly.
Tyraxus snores. I suppose.
I thought that about cooking or tool making once.
Ye-
Your claws are a little bit different, I must say.
And when you touch
They're
things,
superior, yes, to hands, but still not that useful for such things.
well, I'll go and buy a tent, and I'll set it up. Because how hard can it be?
Sure. If you do go buying things, could you buy those other things I wanted?
Sure.
Tyraxus gives a list.
Yes, she takes all the lists.
In this sack.
There's a lot of things.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it now.
She just drags it.
Enormous jingling sack of stuff.
It shouldn't be that heavy. There's not that
No,
much.
we
in
only
it.
brought the masterwork. Einavox smiles. I guess I'll be going then. Take care.
Good. We'll see. There's probably not much hunting to be done here, but
You want me to buy food?
if you can carry it. He looks to the others, not sure what they have asked for.
Alex looks at their list.
If nothing else, there might be chicken coops around here. I'm sure you too.
Drax nods vigorously.
And
Yes.
Avolix can capture some of those, yes.
Definitely.
And if I looks in oils, I could just, buy a little food, just one meal for each of us. Can't be that much.
I mean, food should really be given to us. They just don't know that they should be giving it, so we will take it from them, and that's a good way to do it, yes? It's an involuntary donation. Offering tribute.
I suppose. Well, I'll see you guys later.
Yes.
He
Alright.
waves
As
happy.
Heinavox is about to walk away, Tyraxus will approach. Hey, psst.
Yeah. What?
Can you please see if they have any Osirian pepper? I kinda miss it.
Sure.
He nods.
Yeah, sure. Assyrian pepper.
Mm-hmm.
On the way to this village, she just keeps saying Assyrian pepper. Assyrian pepper.
I have a good feeling about this. Seeing her walking with a huge sack dragging behind her and mumbling Assyrian pepper.
What could possibly go wrong?
I can't tell the difference between her and the others.
That city looked well fortified.
She's wearing this dress from a book she saw. A book?
Everyone thinks she's a cosplayer.
Yeah, or she comes dressed as like a queen or something.
Oh, you're dressed like the Little Red Riding Hood, huh? All right, I guess that's neat.
The little
Lone,
green,
Mrs. Lone Woman traveling with a sack of jewels.
the little green head.
And masterwork armors for some reason.
But I guess it's okay though because she's well, I guess she'll have to. I'm sure she will find a good explanation for everything.
Yeah, of course.
First of all, Tina, could you roll me a secret disguise check? With a +10 bonus from the Alter Soul spell, of course.
Dragon! Well, that didn't go very well, did it?
Okay.
It seems to me sniffing everything was kind of odd.
Well, at least if they see through the disguise, they don't know how old she is.
Is it roll secret or secret?
You can just use the skill check button.
It works now?
It has a button.
She'll still see.
Oh, you will still see it. Yeah, then do roll secret with your modifiers.
/ roll secret. One word.
Couldn't you make like a button for that?
I know.
Okay.
I mean, you could, but
I could,
That just
but
replaces
it's
the
too
thing
much work.
in the actual skill check with a.
Disguise. Yeah. You know.
you have +10.
Yeah. But that's it.
Power +10.
Okay.
That was a 1, wasn't it?
I'm just saying okay.
He's not obliged to tell.
It didn't sound like a one to me in its voice.
No.
One would have been like, okay.
Or it would be like, alright.
Well, I'm going to reveal the town's
It's a
entrance.
Oh god!
I'm not a lich.
You're heavily mistaken if you think it's a lich.
The hope was, I mean, if Rakax had to suggest anything, he would suggest that we make her look like she, like a little stubble and such, so that if people see through the disguise of her being a human woman, they'll just think she's a human male. It's like, that's not a woman. And then she's like, oh, well, I am a woman.
Well, excuse me.
I can dream.
I
Well,
feel like a woman.
as you approach the town's northern gate, you can see
Sorry.
She walks up dressed like Shania Twain.
two people wearing mismatched simple metal armor.
Uh-huh.
One of them is shuffling from foot to foot, just playing around with a worn and chipped sword. The other is basically standing as still as a statue, listening patiently to his partner's ramblings. The guard on the left, the one shifting from foot to foot, sees you approach, looks at you with a critical eye, and simply asks, "What's your business here in Apkin?"
She picks up the sack, says, "Trade." Smiles.
He looks at you with a very critical eye, slowly looking you up and down. You stop playing with a sword, just kind of wielding it at the ready. frowning at you. Listen, lady, I'll get to the point. Out
Okay.
there's a lot of bad stuff. Boars, bears, savages, bandits, you name it.
Yeah.
Few people travel alone, and you really don't look like you can hold a weapon. Do you have any friends, companions?
Yeah. We're camping outside the city.
Why would you camp outside of the city?
We don't have much money.
Oh, the inn prices here are cheap, and you certainly look like you can afford it.
Oh. Well, we'll think about it then.
I see.
She just smiles at him.
So I can't say I like the look of you. Who would send a lady such as you alone into an unknown town?
Oh, I'm very capable.
Oh? Not with a sword, I assume.
No. My friends do the sword and I do the talking. I'm the pretty one.
So you might really want a bodyguard. At least.
And she scratched the back of her head. Yeah, I'll tell them that.
Well then, I have nothing against you entering Epcon then. Make your
Okay.
business and good luck, I suppose.
Thank you. You too.
Do tell your friend that it's really impolite to let you walk in here alone.
I will.
Especially at nightfall.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
He salutes you slightly with a smile.
She tries to salute back. Smile.
So,
I
you
made a
enter
friend.
Epcon.
Maybe I'm born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
We'll just reveal the entire town. And
Oh.
since you are in the town, you can basically do what you came here to do. Finding a merchant isn't difficult. Selling the things to, like, the local blacksmith is easy enough. Purchasing magic items, however, takes a little while as you kind of ask around in the different stores of who might have what you're looking for. And eventually you are kind of pointed, almost jokingly, ironically, to someone who might have what you desire. He doesn't seem to be particularly well respected in the town, but he does have a rather remarkable stock of items that are just what you're looking for.
Okay.
You may then consider your items bought.
Yay! She would also like to buy a tent and
You can certainly find a tent.
4 sleeping bags.
That is not a problem.
How much do they cost? I don't remember.
Someone would have to look that up for me.
If
I
you
can
spend
check, I
like
suppose.
10 gold, it's probably enough.
If you spend 10 gold, you can probably buy a tent and as many sleeping bags as you might ever need.
Well,
Uh,
shall I just remove it?
Let me see. A small tent is already 10 gold pieces, actually. A
you're
medium
muted,
tent would be
Monica.
15.
I mean, we need 4 people, right? I think that's a medium-sized tent, so yeah, actually, it would be fine.
It'll be fine. So, 10 gold for the tent, and how much for sleeping
15.
bags?
15 for a medium-sized tent.
15 gold, and
We don't really need sleeping bags. We're dragons.
I always
right.
wanted to sleep in a sleeping bag.
You can buy one. Well, you can buy as many as you want, actually. It's your money. Some of
Okay.
it.
I'll just remove the. Are you removing it for a stash or?
No, we got it in our own pockets.
Okay. I hate this that programs are called apps.
Okay.
Okay. I will remove the money for the tent. She will just make sure that she's not really used to camping, so if it's easy to put up.
The tent is basically a collection of sticks and canvas.
Can she get a?
Do
Right,
you need
exploration.
like a manual?
Yeah. Does the tent come with a manual?
Well, the tent merchant in this town here will look at you rather funny
Merchant.
and take some time to explain how to put up a tent.
Okay.
After which she looks at you very expectantly.
He wants a tip.
I think he wants you to kiss him.
Or give him a tip. But the other thing might work as well.
Sure.
Just acid at him.
She'll give him 5 silver.
Sure, he nods. He doesn't exactly smile. None of the merchants exactly smile at your presence, but they do seem to be interested in business, not so much in interacting with strangers.
Okay. The pepper, was that on your list, Jonas?
Yes, please.
But
Can you find Syrian pepper?
Syrian
she'll-
pepper. It's
she'll-
spices from my homeland.
she'll look for that pepper. Did you find it?
You would find a sort of food merchant near the inn saying, Syrian pepper? We have Verisian pepper. We are in Verisia.
She frowns like, but it's from my homeland and I'm kinda homesick.
Well, that's good for you, but if you want that, you should go back to your homeland.
Whoa.
That is so rude. She looks even more sad and then
I've heard that before.
and scurries off, pretending
Wow.
to cry. Wow,
Merchant grumbles as you
I'm
walk away.
I'm sorry.
Syrians coming up here to take our jobs.
Dirty Assyrians.
I
Damn
suppose she'll go
pyramid
back.
makers.
Pepper sniffers.
Sure, a couple hours later, you've got all the purchases you need.
She'll come over and
Yes,
beg
yes.
beckon Tyrexis to come closer.
He goes forward.
Send him
She'll
awkwardly.
whisper, they were very rude about the pepper. They didn't have any.
He frowns. That's unfortunate.
They
For them.
They basically told me to go back from where I came from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. He looks a little bit sad.
Also, that was very rude.
Well, thanks for trying.
Yeah. She puts the sack down.
Alright. I guess we rummage through the sack. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, could you have bought like a bandolier? You know, I don't
A
have
dragon-sized bandolier.
I don't have pockets. I need
What did you buy?
well, holds out the wand. I bought this.
Oh,
And this holds out the other wand. This
Alright,
one
then.
can cure ailments, and this one provides a magical ward. He straps on the bandolier over, over his torso, and then tucks the 2 wands in them. He also
well-
tucks in 5 small bottles of something, like in small ceramic bottles, and they have like a green cross, medical thing on them, like slotting 5 of those in.
okay.
Of all
So
the-
the characters got little bands of like basically a piece of cloth with a rune on it that he then sits down and begins to scribe on one of his scales, sort of on his side. Two little bands of cloth with runes on them. He begins to scribe on his scales, after which he sort of binds the little piece of cloth somewhere on his body, around the root of his wings.
You also see Tyraxos. Like I guess he like ties some like bands, like very light clothy bands, around his legs. They seem to be inscribed by runes. And then he sort of moves around a little bit in them, trying to see that they don't restrain him when he moves around. And then he nods to himself and sits down. Excellent.
Volunx is half buried in a medium-sized cloak of some kind with a few roots.
Oh.
He's adorable.
Well, Idavox has a cloak as well and some braces.
Would the cloak
So
be like
it's-
a scarf for us? I don't know.
You know, I prefer the idea of being buried in a cloak. It works the adorable card.
Sure, certainly true.
And she takes up the tent, and I got it explained to me how to put it up.
Wonderful.
Good, good.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Is it to put up the tent?
Yes.
Are you completely...
Shall we all
I
have
am
it?
not.
Should
I'm
that
not.
not be more like an intelligence one anyway?
It's probably both, but you
Wisdom,
can figure out
wisdom,
how to
yeah.
put up a tent, I guess.
I am quite curious if we all made one to see who would do who could
I'm not touching it.
No,
break
you're
the tent.
not.
Touch it like the tail just warps and like
Well,
collapses.
that's why I asked him to tell me, so it would be,
Trivial.
it's probably color-coded.
You learn something new every day.
Engineering check to go.
Little stickers on it to see what goes. Now, I am exhausted. And hungry. Next to Lex doesn't have all next. Could you sneak out and find some chickens, maybe?
Tyraxus looks at him, considers if that was an order or not,
It's a request.
and then looks around and says, I suppose I can try.
Something like that.
God, can it be?
Maybe there are other little animals that you can catch.
He snorts. This close to the village, I hardly think there is a much wildlife around here, but I'll see if I can, steal a chicken.
There are 2 guards by the gate.
Nods.
I'll see if I can gather anything around here. There might be... Well, actually, what time of year is it? Was autumn?
It is currently late autumn.
There might be lots of crops around then. Ripe
Turnips?
grain and turnips and
Well,
beets.
How do you
Tyraxus stalks out.
So we're all
Do you go together or alone?
together. And resolved by our simultaneous rolls.
Even together, finding like a farmstead to plunder is easy enough, but none of the chickens seem to be outside, and you could probably break into the whole thing, but chances are you would make enough noise to attract attention.
We sneak in.
Sneaking into the chicken coop, I would ask for a stealth check.
Alright, let's sneak into the chicken coop.
Alright.
It feels like a brilliant idea.
It seems like a great idea. Alright, let's be very careful. Take it slow. Creep in. It's dark. They don't see in the dark, right?
Yeah, there's no way they can see in the dark.
Nods. Good, good, good. It is dark, right, Sheep?
It is dark now, yes.
Okay, so we get a bonus, presumably.
You do not get a penalty.
Tyraxus tries to sneak into the chicken coop. Oh, god damn it.
Chickens are probably
No,
sleeping too.
see, that's the role I wanted.
It's
That was a natural 20.
It's certainly easy to stay unseen, but unheard, not exactly, since the coop is somewhat close to the building that you would assume the farmers are currently, either resting or sleeping in. Avolix does manage to grab one chicken before Tyraxus seems to crash into something, most likely alerting everything.
Well, we need to leave.
Avolix will stealthily leave with that 29.
You can
Tyraxus
run away
will run away.
as
they
you
do that?
see
Oh,
two of the
silence!
farmers trying to inspect the chicken coop.
I will force, I will also, so I assume with that natural 20, I can forcibly silence that chicken as I'm leaving.
Silence the chicken.
Well, while they're doing that, Rakax will go around the barrow, try to see if there's anything on the field, maybe some field mice or something. He won't go away from it, though. He'll want to stay with...
I know about to ask if a kayak wants some help.
Yes, that'd be great. If you could find something. I don't see anything that's edible.
Well, I am a master when it comes to
I
stuff.
had an acorn, but then it fell apart. So.
Oh,
I found an acorn and I just cry, breaks. You're like, oh,
Oh, but there's a diamond.
oh no, the beautiful diamond.
Well, hunting together, that would be a 15 with the assist, or just a 15 by itself. That's enough to find, 2 mice, barely enough for one of you.
Oh,
I should have bought food in the city.
but I only think I have 1,000 gold pieces left.
I have 1,000 gold pieces left as well.
Well, I suppose we can have a day where we go a little hungry. Wouldn't be the first time.
No,
Certainly wouldn't be the last.
Oh,
I know, it's just really sad.
Well, I guess we return an hour or so later with one chicken. Maybe a turnip if I found one on the way out, I'm not sure. It's not really a feast in any case.
How does that divide up?
Well,
It's gonna be interesting to see Aina like swallowing a mouse in her
can I
human
get
body.
some healing?
I don't have any more.
I'm assuming that to hunt, Einavox would have changed back.
Yeah.
Also because we kind of need her to be medium. So,
You should probably sleep in that form, though. Just if anyone looks in, they will see you first.
We technically don't have enough room.
I'm not entirely certain that you can, because you would go unconscious, meaning the spell would essentially end.
It's just it ends when I want it to end.
Well, if nothing else, we do have a minor problem. Our tent fits 2 people, and that's 4 small creatures. But that does not,
Hide.
you know.
Well, anyway,
No,
take
if-
your watch in that form.
You know, her feet sticks out of the tent. It's nothing weird.
Yeah, it would probably be okay to assume that you can basically keep the disguise up even when sleeping.
I would assume so. She's a dragon after all.
I don't think it's supposed to be disguised. It's more like a
It's a form.
transformation, right?
I like the Gherkin's suggestion. Go to the pub, seduce a burly guy, and eat him.
Like
That's a great idea.
it's more of a isn't it? I don't think it's a disguised self, is it? It's like a
It works as alter self.
isn't it a
But it's
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
basically magical polymorph.
yeah? So you are changing your body to something else.
Yeah.
yeah, you're not maintaining an illusion. You're actually changing in a way.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Like you are a human.
Yeah, because it's transmutation, probably not illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Well, you know, they eat rats in Shrek. You know, it's fine.
Just looks weird.
Maybe you
You see
should
that
also-
sort of
maybe you should also,
bulge on your throat as it goes down.
maybe you should also
The
buy
monster
some
stinks.
food tomorrow. Come to think of it, because I'm go hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
we
got
have.
a ticket, so I'm fine.
I can't feed us if we don't need my magic or anything else.
Yes, your dream food. Mmm.
Think of it. Dreams of smoked crabs and butter.
But what about really spicy?
You know, it is, in fact, it will make whatever we would have at a feast in your dreams.
Tyraxus begins to drool.
Lots of sand, I imagine. Table of sand, I can't tell. Mine are always filled with crabs.
Crabs are actually spiders.
Tyraxus looks over to Inox. What?
I don't judge you. You eat whatever you want.
Well, I guess we go.
awkward.
Spiders.
I guess we go to sleep.
Yeah.
Sure,
Can we have a tent?
let me find you a tent.
Thanks.
Let's see. There's no tents in here. What?
Sure.
There he is.
Buildings? Tent. Aha.
They're in buildings?
Totally.
Oh,
And tent is a building, as it turns out. Aha.
There's an enormous
Whoa.
tent.
that's a one big.
That's too big.
um,
Here's a problem.
Look at a big tent I bought us.
I am.
Very small tent.
Well, it was big.
Is that the tent? Oh, there it is. Well,
Very small
probably
tent.
probably be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Little
Need to
bit
be 4
bigger.
people in here. Okay, there we go.
That's
Cram yourself in.
about.
Well, you know,
How big it
Einavax
is.
will sleep all the way out here.
Well, get in here.
No,
Come
fine.
outside.
So,
It's cramped.
No.
Nice and warm. Oh,
No, no,
I got
actually,
cold feet. Cold
yeah,
feet.
what it is the exact opposite. It's cold.
well,
I can your
Einavax,
tail whether he's chewing on it in his sleep.
He just puts it in his mouth. Like,
Einavax will sleep here, so in case anyone opens it, they will see her first, and she'll try to cover up. I should have bought a sleeping bag, you know, so you could put that over you.
He can die. He can hide himself in his mantle, right?
If anyone comes in here, they die. Yeah.
That's true. Then we have food.
That's true. Let's
People
hope
go
someone
in here
comes
and
in
find like this woman with like human bones licked clean in her tent inside the village. This witch woman who seems to have this weird aura of just she doesn't seem quite human. Yeah.
She says she's quite
Her
competent.
well, basically, like I imagine if you fail because you are a human, so it's not like visually. It's more, I guess, the mannerisms and such you don't have.
I had to eat my husband.
You know, you don't speak or walk like a normal human. You like,
Yeah, there's
I guess, like skulk, like maybe a little bit hunched over.
There's like something Silent Hill over your movement, like the,
yeah,
like
it's like you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Einavox will share with the group. Apparently, it is weird for a woman to walk around alone.
That is strange. Perhaps the softskins are so weak that traveling alone is folly for them.
Well,
What does being male or female have to do with anything?
I don't understand either.
Einavox shrugs.
I thought this was a gender-neutral world, but all right.
What was that word? I don't understand. But I agree.
It does make sense if I think of something a person I worked with at one point said. He tended to be very certain of the feeble nature and apparently completely crazy mind of human females.
Tyraxus frowns. Human females are crazy? That seems weird.
Well, he was very angry at them a lot of times and would monologue about how crazy they were.
Perhaps
And that
he
they
was
only
the
care
crazy
about
one then.
taking his money.
Well, perhaps he was the crazy one then.
Oh yes, most certainly he was. Keep me in a cage, imagine that. Ugh. Only feed me the leftovers. Unpleasant sort of fella. But I certainly was brought in contact with all of the human females he brought home.
Oh?
Yes, apparently he would invite them to ship to see me, and then I don't know what happened.
Tyraxus
He sort of
frowns.
zones out a little bit. I don't know what happened.
I see. Well, there was a...
When we left, they would all be called mad. And I think they were. They were upset that he left.
Yeah, I
They should.
see.
He was there. What a good
There
person.
was certainly a decent amount of female and male slaves around where I was imprisoned before I came here.
Did you see much of a difference?
He shakes his head. Not really, no. We
I'd
were
tell
treated the
them apart.
same.
Ah.
Although, he thinks back, I suppose some of the males were more carrying around weapons than the female were, but apart from that, he shrugs, there really wasn't any difference.
I think the whole thing is because if I think back, whenever there was adventures that came to my father's lair, they would have, armor on, not a dress.
Oh, the dress
So it's
might
about
be
what
the...
you look like then.
it is not
Suppose that
who
makes
you...
sense.
It's not your gender then, it is how you were dressed, I see.
I think so. And they said I looked like someone who could not handle a sword.
Well, we need to make you a staff or something.
That sounds like a
Nods.
good idea.
Yes, and we adore it with flowers or some such. Maybe you can pass for some
Magic.
forest witch.
Good idea.
Do they burn witches here?
He frowns. I don't know.
I know
Why,
up north it is a custom.
why would I burn witches?
They don't like them very much.
Oh.
We burned a lot. There were a lot of burnings up in the north. Onyx
Oh.
says, looking over. Yes, there are a lot of people who, well, if they disagreed, they would be burned or slain by one of their pitiful swords. Their choice.
I suppose in a place where it's so cold, you would want as much fire as you could get.
That
Yes.
makes sense.
Burning bodies was their way of staying warm.
It's a
Right,
waste.
right fault.
I suppose you have enough of them. It's a luxury problem.
We have far more lack of everything else up there.
Well, maybe can you change the dress? He sort of looks at Dynabox.
Can she sheep?
I would say that you can. You can't change your actual appearance, like your hair color and just, like gender and stuff, but the dress I think would be okay.
I know when I've chosen a humanoid form, I have to live with it. But yeah, I suppose. Also now she has.
Then put on some leather armor or something, like the one we found.
Yes, something light. You should be able to still move in it and not look too out of place.
She nods.
Good.
Now, if you don't mind, I was trying to get some sleep.
All right,
Grunts.
kind of
Gnaws at some of the bones as he goes to sleep.
Well, just curls up. His tail every now and again
Those
accidentally
chicken bones, they break easily.
Well, his tail accidentally tracing back and forth every now and again, accidentally touching one of you, just freezing you slightly.
If that touches Tyraxus when he sleeps, it's going to be lightning coming the other way.
So what you're saying is, tap.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, there's going to be an explosion out in the forest. Well, we sleep.
Well, this was nice.
And dream the dream of dragons.
Sure, the night goes over without incident. And soon you're awoken by not the sound of birds, but just the sound of storm, really, as the clouds from the previous day have evolved into something slightly bigger. Nothing to actually threaten you, but certainly something that makes the day quite unpleasant.
How fitting for our dread deed. By the way, this was a burrow, right?
Basically, yeah. Like a small hill with some rocks to hide behind.
Yeah, good. So there's a little bit of cover, maybe. Where's the wind blowing from?
The wind would be blowing from the southeast. Southwest, even. Sorry.
Right, so it's coming towards the rise.
Yes.
I guess that's what mostly happens. If not, then I guess it would rain a lot, monsoon-like, when winds come from the rise. Would that be a correct statement? With the climate?
Probably.
As the wind up there would be very humid, I suppose, loud, and then it moves over, and yeah. So an India situation going on here.
The wind coming from the rise, you would assume, is very dry and hot.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly something that would be happening in winter. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be winter.
I think there's a lot of mountains up north, so probably it mostly snows over the mountains, and when the wind and clouds come over the
I thought
rise,
it's basically the Himalaya, right? It's like a huge desert area, and so when the wind blows the clouds, they sort of sink very fast down further where the pressure is higher, so the air is squeezed together tighter, which then releases a lot of the water there, giving like a monsoon rain.
Maybe. I just know the Cinderlands are very dry.
Yeah.
They're
Himalayas
called
are very
Cinderland
dry
for a
too.
reason.
But I would imagine that's also because they're very high up, right? So the air is sort of thin. So they can store a lot of water without being not dry. Basically, it would almost never rain.
Mm-hmm.
It is then the dawn of the 13th day of your escape. That's a difficult word, apparently. And you are free to do whatever.
Well, so how do we do this? There's a wall around this place. Not expected.
My suggestion is that Einavox infiltrates the bar, or tries to figure out if the guards around the manor are actually do they live in the manor or do they live somewhere else? If they live somewhere else, we can handle that. And then we need to find out if any one of them is open to be corrupted, perhaps.
Yes, Einavox, do that, please.
I can definitely try.
Good, I suppose. We'll wait here for you. And if you would be so kind as to buy some food when you come back. Didn't have a lot this night.
Sure.
Just a little bit.
She also armor herself.
Yeah, she's wearing a leather armor.
2 AC and no penalties because the armor doesn't give any.
You can certainly approach the northern gate again. If that is how you want to get into the town.
Sure. Okay. She's wearing something kind of like this. Still easy to move.
Very fancy.
Yeah, very fancy.
So with armor.
So as you approach the gate again, trying to just step through, the guard who stopped you last time slightly steps into your way. looking you again up and down, frowning slightly. So, what's your business in Epkin here?
I'm looking for acquaintance of mine's daughter. I have a
Oh.
message.
I see, and where's your companions? It is rather strange that they are hiding out in the mountains like, oh, I don't know, bandits?
Well, they're just taking care of the camp.
Why would you need to camp outside?
We're hunters. We like the wild.
That's true. Well, we're just used to it. I think we all sleep better in the sleeping bags and tents than on feather beds.
Frowns at that. No, it is rather problematic, you know? We here in Epkin, we're honest folk. We work hard and we do everything to make life good for ourselves. And we don't really appreciate strangers generally, especially, well, a young lady, fancy hair color and all that, with some mysterious strangers out in the hills selling bundles of rather odd equipment. News travels fast, and you certainly have become quite the famous person overnight, apparently. You see, my wife has given me some flag about letting you enter the town in the first place.
Oh. I didn't mean to do that.
I'm sure you didn't.
I just wanted to sell stuff and give this message.
Well, you've certainly sold stuff now, and he winks.
She looks confused at first and then winks back.
He frowns. You see, there would be an explanation that would have you attract far less attention, you know? You could be dropped off here by some caravan that really treated you quite badly, and now you're just trying to make a living for yourself. Wouldn't that be a great explanation, rather than, well, associating with bandits out in the hills?
But I'm not a...
He wants to be bribed, I think.
Oh. Sure, that sounds like a good idea.
Ah, I see you finally understand me. Great. Yes, my buddy and here, we do really like you, or will really like you, depending on, you know.
Right. She hands them a little purse with 100 gold, so they can split 100 gold.
100 gold each, or total?
No, 100 gold total.
All right. He will look at the purse, kind of weigh it in his hand, smiling at you. Yes, welcome to Atkin, home of the honest folk. He steps to the side.
Can you ask him maybe if he knows any other friendly and understanding guards like them? You know, are there more of such friendly folk in town? If she needs some help with something, you know.
That's true. And, well, are there more like honest, good guards like you in case I need help in the city? If I'm ever mobbed or, God forbids.
He frowns at you and says, I wouldn't continue that line of thought. You talk to the wrong person and you will have a very bad day.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep to myself.
That is an excellent idea. You can certainly enter the town.
Well, let's find a big house on a hill.
Looking through the town, all the houses seem rather ordinary, really wooden constructs that seem sturdy, but definitely not something like described. There are no hills, really. It's built on the plains, all the town level. You wouldn't really know which of these buildings might be the one you're looking for, if any.
I had a feeling he was full of crap.
You can definitely identify a tavern, however, called the Seven Silvers.
Well, what am I gonna do there? I don't even know what she looks like. Oh wait, she's small and has red hair. I suppose I could do that.
I mean,
Well,
see if you can find the manor house first. It might be outside town, actually.
Well, but what do I know about this manor except that it's on a hill?
You can ask, I have heard there's a great manor on a hill.
Well, sure.
If you want, you can name drop the wizard because we do know that it was.
And I have heard that they're looking they're looking for work.
Yeah, they look for people to take care of some things for them, and I'm
Well,
here
Rats
to
in the
offer
basement.
services.
He probably
Rats
wants.
in the basement, yes.
He probably wants bluff check, and I don't have any bonuses to bluff.
Don't think that way. It's fine.
No, you don't need that. You just ask
I'm
it.
just asking for help.
Yeah.
You can think you're suspicious if you want to. Had your only hope, so
Well,
She wouldn't be so evil to force a like a skill check for everything we do, right?
right.
I want a dexterity check as you walk towards the tavern.
It will fall over.
Well, she will go to the tavern.
Alright, the tavern is not the most impressive building, but it's certainly slightly larger as the rest. And as you enter the kind of entrance common room of the inn, you can hear a story being told by someone you quite clearly recognize. He is one of the three people you have met and spared his life, who was surrounded by his two companions.
Oh, she
So
was.
there I was, my companions wounded, bleeding, at death's door, and the four beasts coming ever closer. Small as they were, their teeth were daggers, their claws were swords, but I did not as much as flinch at their approach. They underestimated me, they did, thinking me easy prey, going for my well-armored companions first. They did not expect my confidence. I did not answer their stares with fear, but with a smile. He continues.
Mm-hmm.
After
She will
a-
listen in.
After
We
a
should
dramatic
meet him.
pause,
We should meet him out in the alley, like behind the bar, like so.
he continues. And so I challenged them. Come face me, beasts of tiniest proportions, I said. Your moment of surprise is gone. Come and face your death by my blade. On this day you have made me your enemy, and I will slay you, not for the money, but because it is just. I give you this last chance to turn away, never to return. Live your simple lives, and should I see you again, your lives are forfeit. As he finishes that last sentence, he kind of jumps up onto one of the tables. The few patrons in the bar, not really into the story, kind of looking at him suspiciously, but he doesn't quite care as he continues his amazing story. They saw my confidence was true, and my words the truth, and they fled deep into the woods. Perhaps they have even fallen prey to the forest spirits, or perhaps they have indeed reconsidered. Either way, they will trouble you honest folk no longer. His female companion kind of starts clapping. Nobody else, however, does, as they kind of look at him with frowns. The innkeeper frowning the hardest, definitely, as he is currently standing on top of one of the tables. Eventually he jumps off and goes back to sitting next to his companions, mumbling to himself.
they did take all of our stuff, though, and just sold it in the town.
Yes.
They bought it. They didn't have any money.
You are muted, Tina, in case you're actually talking.
Oh, sorry. Well, Inovax was clapping too.
Will attract a very curious glance by Fennon, the rogue, as he in fact stands up and walks towards you with a big smile. Stands before you, bows, and says, I have not seen you here before, lady. You do not seem as... Well, I would rather not use the word I had in mind for these people, but you seem refreshing. What is your name, if I may ask? Let's get his token as well.
Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, I remember him now. Oh, she smiles. My name is Anna. I'm with this caravan.
I see. Welcome to Epkinland.
Thanks.
It's not a nice town, but it has a nice inn, or at least it has beds, which is good enough for me.
Oh, she smiles. Yeah, they haven't been very welcoming. So that's quite a story you had.
Oh, yes, and true, every word of it.
She looks him up. Does he have any armor or any stuff on?
He does have armor, but not the one you took from him, but rather something cheaper, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Would she, know that that's... Well, don't judge. Maybe he could do it with a very cheap armor. Well, it was nice, and you did this all... Oh, you did mention some companions, I heard.
Yes, over there, sitting at the bar.
That's the paladin and the cleric. Was she a cleric? I don't remember.
Yes.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I'm surprised you spared them, though.
Oh, it was the only right thing to do in this situation.
Why?
Who am I to end such a beautiful life, even though they are, according to my friend over there, he points at Sylvanon, scourges upon the land. But I saw the truth in their hearts, the ability to make the right choices.
She nods, I suppose, but still, you hear things about dragons.
Oh yes, many stories, most of them true.
I see. Well, I don't know if you know much about this city, because I'm looking for someone.
Well, we might not be the best people to ask, as we've just arrived recently and have been mostly resting here in the tavern. The encounter with the beasts was quite the encounter indeed.
I can imagine. Well, never hurts to ask. So
Still, perhaps you could ask and maybe I can indeed answer.
Oh, okay. I heard about this mansion on a hill. I heard they're looking for work, and I'm interested.
He frowns. I do not believe I have seen any mansions inside of the town. There might be one near the town, but certainly not to the north, as that is from where we have arrived.
Well, that's better than nothing, definitely. Smiles.
Happy to help.
Would you... I'm trying to find this woman. A daughter of a friend I have. I have a message for her from her father. I only got a weak description of her because it was kinda... what's it called in English? He heard me off. Since he's a very busy man. But I'm looking for this small woman with red hair.
He thinks. I can't say I've met many of the townsfolk, but of those that I have met, I have not seen a woman that would meet such a description.
Well, I guess I'll keep looking for her. Apparently this message was very important.
And I wish you good luck at delivering this important message.
Thank you, and thank you for your wonderful story.
It was my pleasure. He bows deeply.
She smiles and walks over to the barkeep.
Sure, you can walk over to the barkeep. I don't have a token for him, though.
That's fine.
I can grab one. Give me just a moment.
Why is it always the rogue who makes up stories? Oh, because she's a cleric and he's a paladin. They're like really embarrassed about it, probably.
You do find the barkeep pretty easily since he's standing behind the bar. He looks rather grumpy, especially at you. As you's like this dude. Oops, he's huge. Sorry.
He is a big dude.
Start by buying a drink. That should surely make him happy.
He's a droid.
He's not a druid. Big Jess is not a druid.
What do humans drink?
Alcohol.
Yeah, but I don't know if Inox has ever been drinking alcohol before.
First time for everything.
Well, she'll step up and think of a book, and she said, "Do you have some light beer?"
Frowns at you for a inappropriately long amount, as he then kind of grabs a glass from under the bar and hands you a light beer.
She smiles. I'm looking for this mansion on a hill. I heard they're looking for work.
Frowns at you, points at the beer, says 3 silvers.
She gives him 8 silvers.
He'll take it, again with a frown. Looks at you again, thinks, mansion on a hill?
Mm-hmm.
Many hills, few mansions. One that way. He points what you think is east. Why do you want to know?
Well, first, I wanted to have this job, and second, I have a message for a woman who lives there.
I'd stay away from them if I were you.
Why?
Because they're nobles. Not common folk like us. They don't work, they just get money.
Right. Well, I guess the job is out of the way then, but I still have to deliver this message. I don't know if you've seen her, because her father only gave me a vague description. Small woman with red hair.
He shrugs. Never see them, really. They come to town rarely. As it should be.
Yeah, I agree. She takes a sip of her beer. Is there a name for this mansion?
It's the things estate of some noble or another. Don't know the name. Don't care.
Which direction did he point?
East.
Well, you've been a great help. She puts down 2 more silvers and drinks the beer.
The beer tastes like water and not much else.
Well, you know, she kind of hoped, she wanted to ask for water, but she read that if you ask for water at a bar, they'll laugh at you.
Ordering a light beer, however, has seemed to have the same effect from the other patrons.
God damn it! Well, she heard
You do a very light beer.
well, you know, she didn't know if alcohol would affect her somehow. In a bad way.
It's okay, it's okay.
Next time she'll just say, hey, I see. And they'll laugh even harder. Well, she nods at him and thanks him for the beer and the information.
Simply nods.
She looks at the group and walks over to the group and says, it was quite a story. I'm amazed. She looks at the other 2.
They smile, but they are not. They don't entirely look convinced. As Sylvanon says, yes, quite the amazing story. I'm sure that's exactly how it happened. After, well, the 2 of us weren't there to witness it.
Oh, you were knocked out?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, at least you're alive.
Can't say I'm happy to have let them go, or to have had my companion let them go, as
Well,
he puts it.
I was surprised as well.
It's especially surprising that after he apparently scared them off, they somehow managed to get everything we owned.
She looks at Fennon. Why did you give all your stuff?
Venom frowns for a moment. Oh, they looked so helpless. I figured if they really do want to pursue the path of good, then they need some help in the form of equipment.
She
So
nods.
Venom just frowns, face palms.
She just smiles. So, what are you gonna do now when you've conquered dragons?
Balloon truck. So whatever comes up next. I mean, the bounty for those beasts is still up, although after I've so graciously let them go, it would feel wrong to go after them again. Then again, it would give me the opportunity to see if they've indeed chosen the path of good. Who knows?
Yeah, I suppose. She looks at the other two. What about you two?
Both of them kind of shrug in unison.
It's just the paladin rambling. We just usually shrug at him.
Well, Smash, I better get back to the caravan. They're probably missing me.
I'm sure they are.
He smiles. Well, nice travels to you. And she walks off.
The guards at the northern gate don't bother you.
Sweet. Hi.
Tyraxus looks up. Lies there. He's still wounded.
Well,
Doesn't look too happy.
why don't you use the wand?
It should be used for emergencies when we are pressed for time or some such.
I see. Well, I have some information. First of all, I met those adventurers.
Oh.
And apparently, the rogue we bargained with has said that he let us go on his grace.
Tyraxus snorts. It wouldn't surprise me. He seemed to be a most untrustworthy sort.
Well, it doesn't sound like they want to go after us again, but who knows? But so far, they are not very keen on giving me information since I'm not from this part of the city. But they say there is a mansion east from the city, but it is a mansion filled with nobles.
Tyraxus nods. That sounds likely to me, yes. It wouldn't surprise me in the least that Pyle is considered a noble. Good. That is where we should head then, I think.
How do we get over the river?
Does the river block our passage over east?
Yes, it does.
Well, then we follow the river until we found a ford or a bridge. Or a
No, it's
tree
not.
that has fallen over.
It's not flowing very quickly, is it?
I think
No.
the town has the bridge.
Well, I assume that means you guys are not very used to water.
I am, but I was never a strong swimmer. It's supposed to come with time, I hear.
Crowds. You haven't learned what it is the hardships to survive without aid, it seems.
I don't know why I would.
I suggest we walk up and down the river then. See if we can find another place to ford it.
Or we could try to do it here in town. If we move in the water, there should be a bridge we could hold on to, yes?
Does Tyraxus think he could swim in the water?
You could probably swim in the water. It's water after all.
I mean, but could I swim in water?
Successfully, do you mean?
Yes, without drowning.
Doesn't seem like the easiest of swims, but it doesn't seem impossible either.
Nothing else. We sneak up to the palisade and we, move around here.
How long was the river again?
It's like 10-20 meters.
We move around this little...
I'll use
edge
15
here.
for my estimation then. What's 15 meters in feet? Let me work this out. Okay, that would come out as about 50 feet of rope. Okay.
You know, it's just like we go around the palisade here, move across, then, across the bridge, and then out.
Or
We're
we're going
going-
east.
We're going east, so this way.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
what I
you then
mean, like,
go
can't
out of
we-
the town and then
But
around.
how do we know the mansion's not on this side of the river?
Yeah, it might be easier just to follow the river up and see what we see.
That's kind of what I
Sure.
mean.
We can certainly do that.
There also might be a narrower point that's easier to cross.
That would also be faster. Water. Although if there's a tree, maybe you can move up there and then glide over.
Maybe you can buy an axe and we can chop down a tree.
Didn't those lumberjacks have axes?
It's true.
I don't know how you use them, but I'm sure you can work it out.
You swing it with the sharp edge, I'm sure.
Well, I think I could. We probably would break, but given enough time.
Well, let's go and take a look.
So you go east looking for what exactly?
A place to ford the river. And
Place
a
to ford
manor.
the-
Well, also, if we see a mansion on the way. Yes.
How about you? One of you roll me a d20.
After that absolutely fail horrible of a chicken roll, how about you try this one?
Sure.
Same as this one.
You don't exactly find a convenient way to cross. In fact, there might have been a ford somewhere along the river, but that seems to have been artificially removed. There are, however, the occasional tree next to the river.
So gliding or swimming?
Do we see a
Glide
mansion?
over with a rope.
I could glide across with a rope.
Not even a rope, just a piece of thread, really, that we can then use to pull a rope over.
I can still go across with a rope, though.
Yeah, take this
Yeah.
rope. We'll tie it up to the
Take
tree,
one
and you
end of
will
the rope.
glide over with the other end of the rope, and tie it to
Tie
a
it up
rock
to
or
another
something on
tree.
the other thing on the
Yep.
other side. And
Sheep, you know what's about to happen here, so...
Yeah, I would although argue that since you only glide 5 feet for every 10 feet you fall, that you could only make it halfway across the river with gliding.
I have a swim check, technically. I do have, like, +7 swim.
Well, and you have a
You'll
rope,
make
so if
it,
you
you'll
start
be
swimming, we'll
fine.
pull you in.
Yeah, that's true.
You
You-
just
you
hold
have-
the rope, so if you do
Hold the other end.
fail, you'll just haul you in.
Okay, so I'm going to glide halfway and then swim the other half, sheep.
Alright. That would then be a climb check, 2 flight checks, and a swim check.
Really?
Yes.
Can I not just take down the climbing the tree?
Yeah, you can.
That'd be 17.
Basically a guaranteed success, yeah. The flight check's probably 2.
I mean, I fail on a 1 only.
Yeah. But a swim check I'm going to ask.
Very well. I'm halfway across the river with a rope.
Yes. And you make it across the river, no problem.
Onyx is kind of used to swimming, guys. It's a thing.
I don't see the roll.
Didn't it roll? Did I roll a secret?
I see a 23.
I see
Yeah, I rolled-
nothing.
I don't know if I rolled.
Seen.
I might have rolled it by secret then by accident.
It
You
is,
see it,
however, 23.
It's GM seeable, that's the main thing.
I mean, he rolled a 1. What a shame. You know,
Hey,
it's-
I have screenshot evidence. I have screenshot.
They can be
Yeah.
faked.
And now
Perhaps you didn't hear the DM. You rolled a 1. What a shame.
you know,
Yes.
so I'm on the other side of the rope. Can I I'll attach the rope to the other side to help them across.
Yeah, there's another tree there that you can just attach
And
the
then,
rope to.
And then as they come across, I guess I can help tug on the rope to kind of help them quicker, aid another.
Sure. Let's put you guys over here.